a familiar face on the U23 team, on a lot of world teams, actually, Mr. Hancock. How long ago did you get back from Italy?
I think about 5 days ago, 5-6 days ago.
So you have competed, I think this is event number 9 for you this year. What's gone into the decision to just compete?
Exposure. I feel like just following the plan of constant exposure, getting exposure. It doesn't matter who I'm wrestling. There's different goals in the U.S., there's different goals overseas, and constant exposure is what's going to get me what I think is the next level.
And it's not that you've deviated from competition in the past, but maybe sometimes you focus a little more training for a few months. But this year the plan was to compete a lot more.
Yeah, I was talking to coaches up here, and they were saying they think it's a good idea. If you think about it, you wrestle these foreigners every day, and it's practice. When you go out into the tournament, it's just like practice. It's no different to whereas we're training in the U.S. all the time, training. We do our training camps, and very little foreign training. It's not always like that when you get in the match. It's not always something that's familiar. So if you're familiar, I believe if I'm familiarizing myself with this field, it's going to eventually catch up, and it's going to make more sense over time.
So the cadets, right? They're surprisingly, some of them have some overseas experience. You have now been in this for 6-7 years, really at a really high level. Would you say it's kind of, it doesn't even faze you anymore to go overseas? Like, it's just like, this is another tournament. These guys, they just have funnier names than the guys I'm used to wrestling.
I wouldn't say it doesn't faze me. It's always that feeling, and I think it's good to have that feeling. Like Tyson said, you don't get that nervous feeling before these matches and these trainings, and you should quit. You know what I mean? I always get that still, but I just think it's vital. It's detrimental to the process to get this foreign training because it's different, and I can speak from experience. It's very different over there, and so like I said, I want that exposure.
So you've gone through, I'm not even sure how many world teams over the past few years. What have been kind of the slow building blocks to get your confidence to where it is and get your technique to where it is based on this?
Being coached by dozens and hundreds of coaches, getting this different look. So I know that there's 100 options to get the 2 points. There's 100 ways to get to my body. There's so many different ways that I can get to where I'm trying to get to, and that's what's doing it for me. It's just getting all this exposure from the coaches. Even.
How do you take all that in without making it overly complex?
You stick to your stuff. I stick to my stuff. I stick to what I believe I'm good at, where I feel most comfortable, and when I'm not comfortable, I try to work on it. But you can't let that frustrate you. So I think it's just repetition, And the fact is you got to take into consideration these foreigners have been doing this a lot longer than us, a lot longer than you. And so when you're over there, you're not satisfied with the bad practice, but at the same time you're realizing I'm gonna keep doing that again. I'll have as many bad practices as I have to have in order to get what I'm trying to get.
So you're getting ready for Final X. You could have opted to wrestle the champ of this tournament at a later date. You decided to run the gauntlet and do it all today. Why?
Yeah, I didn't see the point in that. The thing is I'm here to wrestle. I love wrestling, and so I'm coming here. I'm getting matches, man. That's what it's all about. I don't think that I'm special enough to say you wrestle me here, and I'm not special enough to make my own qualifications. And so I wanted to come here. I wanted to be fair. I wanted to wrestle.
You're number 3 in the world. You've got that locked up with the ranking series. How does that feel, kind of knowing you still don't know necessarily who you're going to face first round, but you know exactly where you're going to be in the bracket?
My coach told me it's ink on a piece of paper. You don't want to beat every guy in the world, but you have to be prepared to do that. So regardless, I'm ready for whatever possibly can come from that draw. To me, I was going to tournaments to get the best guys that wanted ranking because they wanted to improve their ranking. I went to these ranking tournaments to get the best competition possible. It wasn't for ranking points. So it's ink on paper to me. I'm just ready to wrestle with the worlds.
I say that, but you still got 2, possibly 3 more matches coming up at Final X. Little different process this year. You guys did the record child process this year. What are you expecting from Final X and kind of having it be its own standalone thing for you?
I'm expecting victory. I dream it. I think about it every day. I speak it into existence, and God willing, it's going to happen like that. I'm going to give my opponent everything he got because I know he's been training hard, and I'm just going to be ready. And if anyone beats me, I feel like they deserve it.
2017, you made 3 world teams. It didn't go the way you wanted. I remember you kind of frustrated with things in Poland. You've had some high-level results since. What has changed since then?
I think I was talking about my food diets and that, and I was talking about habits, I think, in that interview. But it's just those things exactly. I eat very clean. I eat very clean constantly. The most dangerous thing, on a man with a mission is idle time. And the thing is, I'm taking away all my idle time. You say, I just got back from Italy 4 days ago. Bam, I'm hopping in a tournament. As soon as I get done final legs, I'm flying overseas. I'm attending the Pan Am camp. So I'm giving myself no idle time. And the thing is I'm just trying to train to the point of a madman, to be the best I can be.